welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a little different. It's an exercise in strategic deconstruction.
I like that framing.
Yeah, because we're not looking at, a completed research paper or something like that.
No, not at all. We're looking at a communication blueprint, basically an operational script designed for really rapid knowledge transfer in a very specialized field.
And what's sitting right at the heart of this blueprint, the core piece of knowledge they think is most essential for their audience, is a really definitive, structured comparison.
That's right. The core subject here is this enduring debate in cosmetic dentistry. The source itself calls it one of the biggest questions in the field.
Which is?
The head-to-head showdown, laser versus Zoom teeth whitening. That specific comparison is the template for knowledge we are dissecting today.
Okay, let's get into this blueprint then. I think we have to start with who's providing the knowledge, because the source's credibility seems, inherently tied to their location and their expertise.
It absolutely is. The guide here is very clearly identified. Dr. J.D. Segal.
And Dr. Segal is the lead dentist at Westbrook Family Dental.
Right. So this isn't some generalized, international advice you could find anywhere. It's grounded in a very specific professional setting. And what's crucial here is the strategic emphasis on location. They serve the greater Toowoomba area, but the script, it specifically calls out Westbrook, Drayton, and Glenvale.
That level of detail is fascinating to me. Why do that? Why not just say Toowoomba? What's the strategy behind listing 3 distinct suburbs?
Well, it creates a sense of hyper-relevance and accessibility. General advice can feel really distant, right?
Yeah, like it's for someone else.
Exactly. But naming specific local communities, it signals that this specialized high-tech knowledge they're about to share is available right here for you. It sort of bridges that gap between this big concept of innovation and the practical reality of getting it done locally. It builds trust through proximity.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, so now let's look at the mission they state. The blueprint lays out this brilliant dual mandate for its content. First, they commit to providing personalized care.
And at the very same time, they commit to keeping their audience up to date on the latest in dental innovation.
That dual mission feels like the key to the whole strategy.
It is. Think about the tension there. Family dental makes you think of routine checkups, right?
Yeah.
Maintenance.
Sure.
But innovation implies these high-cost, specialized, maybe even intimidating procedures. By fusing the two, they kind of elevate the routine stuff and they humanize the specialized care.
It's like it's answering the listener's 2 biggest questions right away. First, will this procedure work? Which is the innovation part. And second, will it work for me? And that's the personalized care. The overall goal, according to the source material, is all about ensuring confidence in your oral health, but a confidence that's driven by informed choice.
Precisely. Innovation by itself, just pure tech, can feel really intimidating or unnecessary. But when you frame it inside a personalized context, suddenly this advanced comparison between laser and Zoom, it becomes relevant to your unique situation. It respects your time by giving you both depth and relevance.
Okay, so that brings us to the main event, part 2. This is the mechanism of the knowledge transfer itself. They bring up the comparison laser versus Zoom as one of the biggest questions out there, and this is where the intellectual structure of the whole thing really comes into focus.
It's a beautifully clean framework. I mean, they get that to answer the question of which one is better. You first have to establish what better even means.
Unique criteria.
Exactly. And the blueprint dictates that the comparison has to be structured across exactly 3 very specific, independent dimensions.
And those 3 dimensions are technology, time, and results.
That's the core framework. And it mandates a really robust evaluation that goes way beyond, just preference or what it costs.
So let's break that down. Why those 3? Let's start with the first one, technology.
Okay. So the technology pillar, it forces you, the learner, to understand the method, the mechanics behind it. Is it light activation? Is it heat? What's the peroxide concentration? It's asking you to look under the hood.
And understanding the technology is so crucial because it informs everything else. It helps you connect the dots between the method and maybe potential side effects like sensitivity.
Precisely. It lets you assess how effective something is based on science, not just on marketing claims. Now, the second criterion, time, that moves the whole discussion into logistics.
Chair time.
Chair time, exactly. The duration of the treatment.
And this is where that idea of personalized care really crashes into innovation. I mean, in modern life, time is probably our most valuable resource.
Yeah.
So if one cutting-edge procedure takes 35 minutes and another takes 2 hours, that difference matters.
A lot. It immediately changes the viability for a busy person in Toowoomba, or anywhere for that matter. It's an evaluation of convenience, not just how well it works clinically.
Okay, and the third criterion, results.
This is the patient-centric metric. The payoff. What is the expected outcome? How many shades brighter can you expect to get? And importantly, how long is that change expected to last? It's the ultimate measure of success for the person getting the service.
What's really fascinating here is not just what they included, but what they seem to have strategically left out of that main framework. If it's a three-pillar evaluation, where's cost? Why isn't cost one of the top three?
Now that is a critical piece of strategic insight. By framing the decision around technology, time, and results.
They intentionally elevate the conversation above just price.
They absolutely do. They're signaling that the most important variables are the quality of the method, the efficiency, and the outcome. If you talk about cost too early, it just overshadows all the clinical nuance. This structured approach forces you to first understand the value you're getting from those three objective metrics.
So when cost does come up later, maybe in a consultation, it's already justified.
It's justified. It reframes the whole purpose of the material. It's not just a comparison, it's a tool designed to anchor the value before the price is ever on the table. You're evaluating the trade-offs.
And those trade-offs are the real analysis here.
That's the meat of it. For instance, a procedure with more advanced technology might give you the most dramatic results, but it could also take more time and, yes, have a higher investment.
Or a faster treatment might use a simpler technology, leading to results that are good, but maybe not quite as dramatic.
Exactly. And by giving you this three-pronged tool, they're empowering you to weigh your own priorities. Is convenience more important, or is maximum impact the goal? And that fulfills that original promise of personalized care.
So this whole framework really delivers on that promise of keeping you up to date on the latest in dental innovation. It gives you a structured, unbiased lens to view these competing systems.
Absolutely. The goal they define in the source, to help you choose the best path to your brightest smile, is only achievable because of this data structure. Without breaking down technology, time, and results, the choice just becomes arbitrary or, purely about the cost.
Okay, which brings us to the final piece of this blueprint, making it actionable. Knowledge is great, but it's only powerful if it leads somewhere. The script doesn't just leave you hanging with all this analysis.
Not at all. The content blueprint is a very focused funnel. The second that specialized knowledge transfer is complete, it immediately pivots to a very specific, direct call to action.
Booking a consultation.
Booking a consultation to discuss these three criteria with Dr. Segal.
And what's really interesting is the specific link they provide in the source material. It's https://www.google.com/q westbrookdental.com.au. Why do that? Why use a Google search query instead of just, a direct URL to the website?
That is such a brilliant strategic choice. It ties everything back to that hyperlocal focus we talked about at the start.
How so?
A Google search link forces their local business profile to pop up immediately. You get the Google Maps location, you see the reviews, you get the current contact details. It grounds this high-tech, innovative discussion instantly back into the tangible reality of their local office.
In the greater Toowoomba area.
Right there. It completes the entire knowledge transfer. It moves you from just being curious to being able to actually engage with a validated local provider.
So the whole structure is a journey. It starts by naming the specific suburbs, then it establishes this three-metric evaluation framework, and it ends by providing a localized Google link. It's all designed to move a specific community from a general interest in a brighter smile to an informed consultation with a local trusted expert.
It's a masterclass, a template for sophisticated knowledge marketing. And that framework technology, time, and results, it's not just for teeth whitening. It's a universally applicable tool for demystifying any high-stakes choice you have to make.
Which brings us to our final synthesis. We've looked at this source blueprint for personalized, innovative dental care. And we've identified that the power of that communication really hinges on using a clearly defined three-metric comparison to empower you, the learner.
And we learned that sometimes the strategic omission of a factor like cost from that initial evaluation can be just as important as what you include. It ensures the conversation starts with value and science.
And here's where it gets really interesting, something to mull over. The sources we looked at detail this need to compare treatments based on three distinct independent parameters: technology, time, and results. These are three crucial levers for evaluating quality and convenience.
Three dimensions that really define the holistic value of a specialized service.
So this raises a critical question for you to think about. When you seek any type of specialized service, it could be choosing a custom software, hiring a consultant, picking a new appliance, how often do we consciously make sure we are evaluating 3 independent metrics like these? Do we actually focus on the method being used, the logistics involved, and the quantifiable outcome?
I think more often than not, we just default to the easiest comparison points.
Usually cost and convenience.
Right, just those two.
But the blueprint we analyze today proves the strategic value of forcing that comprehensive 3-pronged analysis. It's a knowledge habit worth adopting. Demand that breakdown of method, logistics, and measurable outcome before you make your choice.
It's an intellectual framework for achieving confident, informed decisions across the board.
And that's it for this deep dive. We hope you feel equipped not just with knowledge, but with a better understanding of how knowledge is successfully transferred and actioned. We'll see you next time.